This is 5 Star Life Radio on News Talk 95.3 Michiana's News Channel, your breaking news and weather station.
Welcome back to 5 Star Life Radio. I'm Coach Seth, and I'm joined in studio with my co-host, Coach Mia.
Thanks, Seth. We're having a great conversation. I just love when we share our teachings because it not only obviously we teach kids, but it teaches me. I mean, I love hearing it.
And if you just tuned in to 5 Star Life Radio, I want to encourage you to go to our website, 5starlife.org. It's the word or the number 5, the word star, the word life.org. And, ultimately what we're teaching kids is so powerful and so foundational. And if you just joined this segment, we dove into a lesson teaching kids about their value. And we told a true story about this lady that had this painting, ended up being a really valuable painting. She didn't realize she had a $26 million painting in her possession her entire life. She lived not in poverty, but not in abundance for sure, all the while having a $26 million painting in her possession. And the point I made is that, your value, the way she looked at that painting as though it was just common and believing it's just a copy, instead of realizing its true value, that it was a masterpiece, it changed her whole lifestyle. And the same is true for us. If we view ourselves as just some common copy, we will live our lives differently than if we understand that we're an original, we're a masterpiece. There's nobody on the planet like us. There's nobody that thinks the way we do. There's nobody with the gifts and the skill sets. And when you have this deep level of, and this is one of our 5-star values, respect, self-respect. When you respect yourself and value yourself, it changes the way you take care of yourself, the way you carry yourself on a daily basis. So some traits and some signs that you value yourself, respect yourself. People with self-respect invest in themselves. That's the first sign. So if you're taking a test and you're kind of evaluating your level of self-respect as we go into the end of the year and to kind of reflect, how much self-respect did you live with in 2021? And a great question would be what did I invest in?
Give us some examples.
Your health. Health-wise, do you invest in your health? If you do, that means you value your this temple, this body, and you want to maximize it. You want to feed it. You want to nurture it. You want to make sure it's functioning at a high level. If you don't do that, it just reveals that you don't value it. Mm-hmm. You don't respect your temple, your body. It doesn't matter to you. It's just a copy. It's just kind of it's just there. I think also you look at your mind. Are you investing in your own mindset, your own attitude, your personality, your character, your relationships, your job, your professional career? Are you investing in you as though you are a masterpiece, as though you are a elite athlete, as though you are something significant? Or have you, and it's what we've done is we've just lowered the bar on ourselves, and we've just kind of accepted that we're just common. And I just don't believe that anybody has to live there. I think we can embrace that, and that can be our reality. Or what I believe, and science backs up, is that each one of us actually is designed, equipped, and destined to have dynamic impact in this world. Every one of us is supposed to be in some way having a great impact on the people that we're around every day, on our families, on our coworkers, in our communities, in our world. It's not about comparison. I mean, it was Albert Einstein that said this. I think this is one of the things that actually devalues and is one of the most disrespectful things we can do. And Albert Einstein said this. He said, everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. And so this whole comparison thing, we start out like kids dream, they imagine, they believe in themselves. They believe they're special and that they're powerful. They're going to do something great with their lives. But when they start to compare themselves with their peers, their siblings, it begins to be diminished if we as parents don't guard that and protect that because, well, I can't do this, but I can do that. Well, if you can't do everything, then all of a sudden you've diminished your value instead of saying, no, man, Mia is so creative. Mia's got a creative design eye. She's Mia, you have a whole lot of discernment at reading people. And so there's certain gifts that just pop out in your life. Now, if I was comparing myself to your gifts, I would feel like a loser because I don't have your design eye. I don't have your creativity. I don't even have your discernment with people. I think everybody loves me all the time. And you're like, that person actually hates you, Seth. Like, I could tell.
I don't say that.
but
yeah.
The whole point is that comparison, it's debilitating.
So as a parent, what do you suggest?
Ultimately, it's really
when
about,
you see your child comparing themselves to somebody else.
Yeah, it's just reaffirming, like, don't go there. Like, celebrate other people. Just let it be. Somebody did something really good. Celebrate it.
Can I just stop you there? I think that is more important than even like changing your child's mindset, is to celebrate that other person instead of tearing that other person down.
Yeah, and that's we kind of play real small when we do that. We make everything about us. And it's like, it's not all about us. It's about everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to celebrate everybody's victories, everybody's talents, and it makes life so fun because we're not intimidated by other people's strengths or gifts. You can celebrate them and they can celebrate you, and we all win. It's the way the world's supposed to work. But if we're not, going back to your question about what would you say to parents, if we're not intentional with what we're speaking and modeling, the world around them will suck them in with this lifestyle of comparison, and they will feel less than. They're doing art in school, and because somebody's super gifted with art, they could feel less than or feel insecure. And there's no reason for that. And most parents get it, but you simply say, oh my goodness, that was an incredible job they did with their art project. But man, I love the way you express yourself, because that's what art is about. It's about expressing yourself. And I think one of the big issues is when we as parents aren't secure in who we are and our own identity and our own value, we then work overboard to try to protect our kids from maybe some of the things that we went through.
Right.
And it becomes almost this, we're backing into bad parenting, not on purpose, but out of kind of ignorance and out of emotion. And I think the key is just, looking at this as an adult for ourselves, like, let me think about my own value as an adult, as a parent, right? What am I basing my value on? Is it based on comparing my parenting to my spouse's parenting, or to my siblings, or to my neighbors, or the kids, the other parents that are knocking out of the park?
Right.
There's something very powerful when we teach kids about confidence. I'm actually preparing a lesson right now to teach kids. We're talking about how to restore confidence. And one of the major hangups is when there's adversity, when some negative things happen. And one of the things that we teach kids is you have to recognize that you are your own person. Like, stop comparing. Just stand in one spot and draw a circle around where you're standing. That's your ground. That's who you are. Like, you are an individual, and anything you've been through, anything somebody's labeled you with, it's irrelevant, because you were your own person. If you can start to define who you are as an individual, like on your own terms, like, okay, like for me personally, like, okay, I have a great work ethic. I'm a person of integrity. I'm person that has deep respect for others, and I've got certain talents and skills. Well, when I define who I am and know who I am, that allows me to relax because I know who I am.
Right.
It's not about everybody else. Like, I know who I am, so I can celebrate other people and not get caught up in my own weaknesses. So, couple tips for parents. Make sure you're celebrating the wins in your kids' lives, and make sure you're pointing out anytime they get into comparison, just remind them, like, hey, that's not healthy. Like, you don't want to go there. Like, don't just let them celebrate, that good thing in their friends and their siblings, and leave it right there. Don't let that make you feel less than. Don't do that. Pretty powerful. All right, we got to take another commercial break. Want to encourage you to go to our website, 5starlife.org, the word 5, the word star, the word life.org. If this type of content is helpful to you, question is it in your kids, your grandkids' schools? This is the curriculum that schools are raving about. Teachers are loving it. They're watching it, improve kids' personalities and their character and their confidence. So you can check it out at 5starlife.org.
This is 5 Star Life Radio on News Talk 95.3 Michiana's News Channel, your breaking news and weather station.